Yana, 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 yana. October is powerful. It is a season of harvest. It is also a time where the veil becomes thinner. Do you feel like you're someone who's often tested by the universe? Maybe you have experienced a dark night of the soul and you're learning to find your way how to be guided by the light. Perhaps you've made some choices that you didn't feel good about, and they led down some paths that you don't appreciate. And now it's time to recalibrate your true north, get back on your path. If this sounds anything like you, the overthinker, the overanalyzer, paralysis by analysis, this channel is about finding the calm amongst all of that. It's about clearing out that clutter and finding that center. Your soul calibration is what we call it here on this channel. This channel is Awaken with Deb. I'm Deborah Kaye. And what I do is I help people clear out all that noise and come back to their center. Because awakening isn't about fixing, and it's not about coaching you into a new life or a certain template that I think you should live. I think you should work out a certain way or eat a certain way. Or I will say nature, because nature is science. Nature is the original AI, but it's not AI. I mean, it could be AI because everything is happening all at once. And there's a lot of truth to our sci-fi movies out there. So, are we living in the beginning or are we living in the end? It's all happening at the same time. Crazy, right? So, if any of that sounded remotely down your alley, make sure to like and comment and subscribe because it really helps me out. And it also helps the world out because the more that I can grow and help share light, the more others can grow and share their light. Because it's also not about like my light. There's this certain programming within humans out there. And if you were to look at us like we're in the matrix and everyone out there is kind of still asleep, like not saying that I'm Neo, but there are light workers out there placed among the earth that have this power and this energy of reflecting back to souls who they actually are. I'm one of those. And if you're watching this, you're probably one of those too, or you're at least someone that can feel it. The goal is to become one of those, I think. I really do feel like the ultimate goal on earth is to come to as homeostasis, I guess, as you would call it, as possible. Come back to the center of Christ within us as much as possible. Clearing out. Since we're on earth and there is the duality, I don't want to say we want to clear out and get rid of the demons and the negative qualities. However, it is the goal is to be aware of them and see how they control and maybe operate the programming of our life without us seeing and recognizing it. And so that's what we want to do here is we want to become aware of those more negative, denser qualities. So let's when we say negative, let's not think like good and bad. Let's think electrical terms, like a battery. You have positive and negative. You have ascended and descended. If you're ascending, you're becoming more positive. And through the dark night of the soul, a lot of those breaking points happen because we become so filled of shame that we are experiencing those negative qualities. Like, I am a good person. Why am I so filled with anger right now? I am a good person. Why am I so filled with jealousy right now? I am a good person. Why am I so filled with doubt right now? And recognizing these emotions is the first step to integrating them. And through integrating them, we can allow them to know that they're there if we need them. We can be their friend, that long lost friend that you're like, hey, you have a truck. I need help moving. So it's like when you have a situation in your life, you're like, hey, anger, I need some boundaries placed. Do you want to help give me a backbone here? Kind of like that, right? So we want to befriend our negative qualities and remember to have compassion as they come up, because they are a part of us and we don't need to hate them, because it's that hate and shame that allows the spiral to continue. We want to stop the spiral. We want to take deep breaths down into our belly, filling our belly button into our spine as our tailbone tucks down into the ground, sending energy into the earth, and our spine lifts like a snake getting pulled straight in a string straight up into the sky, connecting to the ether and consciousness. And as we ground down into the earth and connect up into source, we allow a circulation of energy that feels like peace. And within that peace, that's how the storm settles. We don't need to fix anything within us. We're just trying to find what's within us. Those loud thoughts, those loud, overwhelming emotions, those are noise and clutter that often just get shoved to the side because we don't take the time to deal with them. As we take the time to deal with them and ask why they're there, definitely ask why they're there. There's so many childhood memories that somebody triggered yesterday, and that was like a full circle moment of, oh, that's why that when this comment that related to this, which now related to this, and spiritually, like spiritual evolution wise, all of it came full circle. It took like 3 decades for all that to come full circle. It was amazing. Energy and source and journey doesn't have a timeline. And I say that because you can change your current state by changing, you can change your past within your current state. And through changing the story and framing around your past, you are literally changing the energy signature that has created who you are as a being. And then that shifts your spirit, that shifts your DNA, that shifts your energy signature that you are and that you are passing on. And that's how we do the generational work. Through recognizing our own childhood memories can also help recognize certain situations of those that were around us and maybe even higher up the ancestral line. It's really important to talk to the elders in your family if you can, just to see what comes up for them to share. And maybe ask AI some good questions to ask, because every time I talk to my mother, I learn something new about my history that honestly, it like clicks something energetically in me that tunes me more into the core of who I am. And I really wish I could have more time with the elders and family members. And sometimes it's just not possible. I mean, I've seen my mom twice within the last 5 years. So it is what it is. You do what you can. Luckily, we have technology these days if people can learn how to do technology. I don't remember how I started this video, but I know the essence of it is it's important to be mindful of the noise that is something about cluttering up your signal. I guess I'll just say that it's cluttering up your signal. And if you're cluttering up your signal, are you being the truth of who you are? If you're constantly filtering who you have to be to people please or to receive validation or approval, like, are you really being you? I know when I'm being my fullest me, when I feel really safe and secure and I don't have any, well, I'm not going to, there's always problems, which are just situations. There's always just life situations happening. And if they're not in front of me at this moment, it's time to focus on what's in front of me at this moment. And when I'm in those states, it's a very powerful state. Even I tone down my own energy because it's too much for me. The last 7 year cycle has all been about finding, not even finding my energy, but accepting my energy, because it's a lot. And I still am not sure where I'm at on that journey of fully accepting it, because I know I'm not exuding it, because it's a lot. And I know that when I do that, it has to be a life that I'm ready to jump into, because it's going to be go, go, go. And if you feel that about you, anchor that in, because if you feel it, it's true. Ask yourself how many times you have made decisions lately out of fear instead of clarity. How many times did you overthink the decision out of confusion? And I don't know why I'm so lost on words today. I do know, out of confusion, and also fear of the unknown for the future, fear of making the wrong choice. Remember that your choice that comes from source, from God, from your highest good, will always feel clear. If you are hemming and hawing on a back and forth, pick one and correct later, because that hemming and hawing is going to do more damage in your energetic signal than just picking one. And that's how we build self-trust. Do it with the little choices. If you can't decide which coffee to get, just make a choice. And if you really can't choose, then choose both. Do that at least 5 times. The next time you absolutely can't make a choice of like something tangible, if you can just get both, like dessert, just get both. Can't decide between a latte and a coffee, just get both. Are you really going to need both of those? No. And do you need to spend the extra money on them? It doesn't matter, because money is about value. And the value in that is a lesson of how much do you trust your yes? How much do you trust your no? If you're saying yes to something on the outside, but you can feel it as a no on the inside, how many times are you doing that? And I really hope that now that I've said that, you start paying attention to how many times you do that. Start catching yourself and start intentionally choosing a full yes. And if it's not a full yes, then you can say no. Or if it's not a full no, then maybe say yes, because sometimes you're just afraid to level up. Sometimes you're afraid to be uncomfortable. Sometimes you're afraid to say yes to that opportunity. Sometimes you're afraid to get out of the cookie cutter lifestyle. The things that I have overcome, you would not believe. And I know this because anytime I tell anyone a story or two or three about my life, I have to stop there, because it's just a handful of stories. I can't even get to a handful of stories, because they are so out there and unbelievable. And it's all just a testament to God and intuition, following that inner calling, knowing that what you are here for trumps whatever society has programmed you for. Because it's about you, it's not about them. And the more you notice about it's about you, the more you'll notice that the them out there change, because it really is a reflection of you. And if all of this sounds really hard to grasp, here's an exercise. Here's your homework. I've been giving homework lately. Homework is print off a colorful, not colorful, print off a color sheet of a mandala. You know, where it has a center, and then it goes out, and then it goes out. And then the patterns. It has a pattern that it does over and over and over and over around the circle. And then once it's completed that pattern, it jumps to another pattern. And as you continue this thing, I'm not going to say all my little theories on it just yet. I want you to be mindful of what this mandala might be able to teach you about life. The same as when we go out to nature. And nature, it teaches us about life. It doesn't even have to try. It's amazing. Beautiful. So get into nature. That's your homework number 2. Okay, so to wrap it up, pay attention to your yeses and nos this week. Pay attention to your yeses and nos. Are they full yeses? Are they full nos? Are you indecisive? Are you making decisions out of confusion and fear? Or are you making decisions out of clarity? We want to feel clarity. Thank you for joining my channel. I am so grateful to have this opportunity to share these moments of wisdom with you on the other side. These videos do not find you by accident. You can only notice that which you vibrate to. If this video found you, get ready for a wonderful journey because you are ready for it and it's found you. Get ready for the time of your life. Have a blessed day. I'm Deborah Kaye.